808s and Joysticks with Tom Stone and Tairell Hayward-Brown.
Welcome to 808s and Joysticks, the show that bridges the gap between games, music, season with pop culture. I'm Tairell, and joining me today, as always, is Tom.
Yeah, there's actually been like a weird fluctuation of news this week. It seems like there's not a lot, but it's sort of come in small bits. And one of the most recent things that we've seen is Google's announcement that they're going to do a Google Play Pass subscription, similar to Apple's Arcade and sort of Xbox's Game Pass, which was just released recently. And this is quite important because they actually are doing a new subscription service for Android users, but looking at how the royalties are done in this system, it's more akin to something of a Spotify model, is what people are touting as. A model that previously has been heavily criticised, and a lot of industry professionals are very worried that this service may, number one, cut down the amount of creativity in games, because people they earn royalties based on how much time people spend in the app and value of the app and stuff like that. So they're going to look at trying to build more immersive or addictive games, and more sort of individual creative games will fall to the wayside because of this subscription service. And then also it's how much royalty do they gain from that, and is it a viable business option for mobile game companies?
Well, no. To try and run along with a Spotify type like model that doesn't even make sense. I actually can't believe that this is becoming a thing. If this becomes a thing, then like I just don't know. I just don't know. Like we can't have the same thing happen in the gaming industry, and it's like becoming the same way. Like the more money that's being made in the gaming industry, the more it's becoming like it's other contemporaries like music and film, where like it's getting harder and harder for the creative to actually make a lot of money off their product.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the corporations at the top and everyone at the top that they don't make games. They're not doing anything. They don't code. They don't do anything. They're just the business-minded guys at the top that get to make all the billions. And I just think it's really not fair. And it's just another one of those things, isn't it? Like what more can we say on this topic? Do you know what I mean? Like look at how much we've talked about how developers aren't getting paid, and you know, developers being overworked, and you know, Gearbox Software. I still can't believe that story should have been talked about more, about how Randy Pitchford took 10 million in bonuses instead of reinvesting it back into the developers and giving them bonuses and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just makes me feel weird, because obviously like we both did game design, and like we were both wanted to, you know, pursue something in that industry, and it over the years, like you could just see how it just turns you off from even wanting to like go in towards that industry because of what's going on. Like you have no say. Like if you're just going to work for a big company, what say do you really have to do? You have to like kind of earn, you like respect, and then next thing you know, like, oh, he's a veteran or like senior like person in the industry, and then that's when you get respect and a bit more money. But then you just become like a mouthpiece. It just all comes like one big cycle.
Mm-hmm. Sort of continuing on about the subscription service like model. Indie game developers have slated it recently through Twitter, and a quote from indie game developer Will O'Neill has said that if you, for example, if you play the Untitled Goose Game, which has just come out, which is a really good sort of small interactive funny indie game, if you spent 3 hours on that, then realistically that would translate to a payment of probably a few nickels or a few dollars on a subscription service, rather than, say, the $20 that you pay up front for the game. And he also goes on to state that they're not indie musicians, so you don't get any benefit of sort of touring to get money from tour money, which is a good point. You can't quickly flip out singles, which, again, is a good point. I know it's not easy to create music and make music fast, but it takes a lot more people and a lot more time to create a video game that people want to play. And to get literally a $1 or less for that is really something that is not even viable to run as a business.
Exactly. It's just exactly what I was saying. Is just the person at the bottom is the one that, and excuse me, like, that gets fucked in it. Like, what can we do to make sure that these situations aren't happening within the industry? It shouldn't be the case where, like, somebody's game can be used and because it's on a service and you may have signed up for this service, and you thought, oh yeah, this is a great opportunity. Next thing you know, like, it's being grouped into some type of like pass, and you're only going to make a certain amount of like money, but you have to put it on that service, otherwise you're just missing out on on that market. So it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and the other thing which we sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, and we've mentioned previously in previous shows, it's sort of an ongoing theme in the games industry at the moment, is that if this model does come into fruition, then the same as like a free-to-play model on console, then the most viable way for games to earn money off that is to have something like a roguelite or a multiplayer game where sort of engagement becomes money. So having grinding, loot boxes, addictive loops, infinite gameplay, such as like quests where you go out and just keep doing it over and over again.
The mysterious quote unquote live services that are never ever actually live services that last. Like, come on now. It's just going into that, like, look at Anthem. They don't last. Live services don't last. So if that's what they're trying to turn it into, where like everything is always online and it's a service where like, oh, we're going to keep updating the game, and you're tirelessly putting more work and effort into a game that you're only getting a couple of dollars back each time, and then the company at the top that's, you know, providing the platform to put the game on is the one that's making the most money from your product. I just think it's egregious. Like, all of them, Steam, Epic, everyone has got their own problems as a platform, and I think that needs to be, I don't know how we can come to a solution, because, you know, the ESA ain't going to do it for anyone, because they're just as corrupt and they're doing some shit as well. So what can we actually do at this point? I have no idea.
Realistically, there's not too much. I think if you are someone that likes playing games, then do the best thing you can do, which is, in my opinion, and I'm probably talking for you as well here, is to support the indie developers and buy the game outright, or do something like the Humble Bundles or something like that. I know that IGN now owns Humble Bundle, and it's not as good as it used to be. However, either giving some of the money to charity or picking where your money goes with the Humble Bundle, you can give your favourite developers their cut of the money.
Yeah, so a fair cut as well, and a fair share.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, as much as people, this is just like a little tidbit, but as much as people slate Epic at the moment for paying a lot for games exclusively, the thing is the indie developers are getting paid for that, and they're being able to create experiences that they want to make and people want to play.
And I'm not gonna lie, some of the indie games that did nab up are kind of hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like, it's kind of like the proof's in the pudding, in it. Like, we're complaining about Epic. Everyone's doing all this complaining, but nobody's telling Steam to improve themselves. No, we don't see Steam doing anything to improve themselves. Everyone's just complaining about, oh, Epic stealing all of our games and we have to download another launcher. So, well, how about you feedback and, actually do some type of constructive, protesting. You want to protest everything all the time because that's what gamers love to do these days. Why don't you protest Steam? Why don't everyone stop using Steam until they make the site more user-friendly or change the layout once in 10,000 years, or do something helpful to help the end consumer? Like, it's bullshit. We shouldn't have to keep going with the same. How long is Steam going to stay looking like that? It's 2019. Like, how long is Steam going to look like that for?
And I would say that, in the last 2 weeks, Epic have gave out 8 free games. The 2 games currently available is Everything, which is an indie game, which is a really fun indie game, which I've wanted to play for a long time. And then Metro 2033 Redux as well. So they are offering good quality games for free. And, developers obviously are getting a cut of this when it goes free. Or they're launching exclusively as a launch exclusive, but giving it away for free. But the developers still get some money for it. So it does even itself out. And unfortunately, if the industry is going to go on this subscription tier based route that it's heading down, then unfortunately paid exclusives and timed exclusives on PC as well are going to be the future of it for smaller companies to survive.
Yeah, well, it's either that or it starts on Kickstarter and then the Kickstarter funding runs out because the project gets way too ambitious. So then they have to take it to a publisher. The Kickstarter backers get pissed off. A bunch of people on YouTube make videos about how these Kickstarters are, getting publishers because they have to help. Everyone is expecting this super great game. Now, bearing in mind, the Mighty Number 9 is a real. That was a real piece of shit, and that was by a legendary game designer, and it should have came out much better than what it did. It had backing, it had everything. I'm talking about like these smaller games that people back, and then when they see that they've took a deal or something and they're no longer exclusive on a platform, okay, fair enough. But if you really enjoyed that game, you would still carry on and just get it on a different platform, wouldn't you? You backed it in the first place. Why are you now going to pull back all your backings and be like, nah, I don't want to play the game anymore because it's not on Steam? But what's your reason though? Like, what's your real reason why you can't? What did you need to do that's on Steam that you can't do on another launcher?
Well, that's the other thing. The other thing by subscription-based services means that people complaining about having 2 launchers or 3 launchers, you're going to end up with every good-sized company making their own launcher so they get the profits of their game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
everyone,
we've already seen Rockstar do it just now.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone is pulling their content from everywhere. Like, if you just see it, like, you just see content just being pulled. It happened in Hollywood first with all the big TV companies. They all started pulling their stuff and started putting out their own HBO Max. All these people. Everyone's got their own streaming service now. Everyone's trying to compete with each other. Nobody's stuff is on each other's stuff anymore. Everyone's got originals now. Apple originals, Netflix originals, Prime originals, like, Disney originals. Like, everyone's got an original line now. That's what they want. They don't want anybody else's content so they can maximize profits. It's going to get to that point soon with games. We already had Disney tried to buy Twitter. Like, that could have been a massive blow to, the ecosystem of, like, social media if Disney brought them. It's a totally unrelated point, but but that's besides the point. I'm talking about big companies like eclipsing. They're starting to devour and things. I know what you're trying to say. Like, every company is gonna try and make their own launcher now, and every developer is gonna have their own launcher, and they're all not gonna be as good as each other. I just know it.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the interesting thing. Because we're talking about mobile games and subscription services, Nintendo recently released Mario Kart Tour, the mobile version of Mario Kart, this week, which is a free-to-play game. However, there's a big catch there when I say free-to-play. Now, some of the content comes free. Some of the content is wrapped behind microtransactions.
Here we go. Nintendo.
And then some of the content is wrapped behind a subscription, which is priced at $4.99 and pounds per month to play the 200cc mode and the ability to earn badges. And you get a few more carts and stuff like that. So, really, like, if you've got two ends of the spectrum here, you go for people either doing subscription-based services, including lots of games where developers get little, or you get big companies doing really stupid subscription-based services on single games for, well, the same price as Apple Arcade. $4.99 is the same price per month as Apple Arcade, where you get access to all the games anyway, and the same as the Google thing we've just been speaking about. So I don't understand where they're coming from with this at all. To me, it just seems like another step back for Nintendo in the Western world, where they, for some reason, just can't grasp how this mobile and online thing works. It's just not their sort of thing. They're used to charging premium prices for full length games.
Yeah, a premium product that works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, their mobile games are premium and they do work very well. But you can't be charging a premium rate like that for a mobile game.
A mobile Mario Kart game, which I heard is trash.
And locking
people
stuff behind.
People are telling me it's whack. This is what I was expecting of Mario Kart. I thought we was going to be able to play online against each other. There is no online. So, what are we doing here? Why am I paying $4.99 for a subscription service to play by myself?
Because unfortunately, a lot of people that don't own something like a Nintendo Switch or a DS,
but they're gonna have an iPhone or a high-end Android to run this 3D heavy game. Mm-hmm. No, Tom, no.
No, but here's the thing: people that aren't necessarily gamers, what you'd call casual gamers, which I'd say is the majority of people these days, they have easy access to a device in their hand all the time where they can play this game. Now, they're not the sort of people that would go out and buy a console dedicated to just playing a single game like Mario Kart. They may have had one when the Wii was around, because the Wii was such a popular console that was just bought by parents for a lot of weird reasons. Mainly because, you know, Wii Sports, Wii Fit, it was just a sort of weird phase. And everyone seemed to have
Nintendo,
one.
they've always been like, obviously like toy company first, but like they also like dabble in lifestyle a bit as well, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, while you're speaking about that, actually, there's something that I did want to speak about, which I put down to put last, but we're speaking about it, and that's the Ring Fit Adventure, which we mentioned last show. Which is the weird sort of circle device that you put your Joy-Cons in to play. But it's actually like a weird adventure game where you play with a Pilates ring, but it's an action RPG. So, again, Nintendo with a really weird concept, but a fitness game that's also an RPG.
Every now and again, they always pull out one of these just to try and like still show them that they've like got it to like have an inner, like a creative new product that's like innovative. Like that's what Nintendo want to still display about themselves as a company. Like, oh yeah, we can still make something that will bring the family together. And you know what? I felt like, was we hating on it? I felt like we was hating on it slightly. I kind of was hating on it because I just thought it was a bit weird looking, and I thought,
we didn't really know any details. It was just a Pilates ring someone was holding.
What happened to like Labo and stuff like that? Is that just done now, or
no? That would be I think that's more like. So what I think they're doing, they've got Labo for kids, Switch for just people that like playing games, and then this is
to try and get back that that crowd that like the Wii Fit,
that older audience, and like fitness moms or something like that. They'll be like, oh, I need a Pilates ring. Oh, why don't I get this? Now, do I see fitness moms playing Ring Fit Adventure? No, but now that device is available, third-party people or Nintendo are going to start bringing back something like Wii Fit or Switch Fit, with the Switch trainer or the Wii Fit trainer. And you're going to have people doing like Pilates games or Pilates classes that you can then join in and interact with using this thing. So for them, I think it's more of a, we've got this, what can you do to make us money, rather than, we've done this and we're going to keep doing stuff for it. It's akin to the Switch controllers and the Wii motion controllers, where they give like a demo of what it can do, like Wii Sports, and then everyone else just goes, oh, we could make loads of money off that by doing like a carnival game, and we'll do this. And then they benefit off the back of people buying the console to play those games because it's a good family experience or something like that. So I think this is, as much as I don't think it looks great and I probably will never use it, I think it's a good idea for them to bring that audience in. But at the same time, I still don't want to say I agree with it. I think I don't know, I'm still not a big fan of it.
Nah, I just think, and the Ring Fit Adventure as well, like, I feel like that's a really odd game to try and, like, get people interested. It just seems way too hard. Like, I've been taking a look at it. It just looks really difficult. It
reminds me of Connect Adventures, I think it was called.
Oh my god, that shit was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the Connect was so bad. It's a lot better now. You can do many great things with the Connect now. Like, people have really found some great things to do with it. Like making games, all sorts of things you can do with that camera. It's got good functionality. Microsoft just didn't use it to its advantage at all.
Such as always spying on you because your Xbox is always online. That was a good feature that never really kicked off, did it?
Xbox on. That shit was stupid. Why would you even... To be honest, though, everyone was saying that's so stupid. Now everyone's got Alexa.
That's true.
You hate to see it. Anyway.
Moving
what else
on.
we've got in here? We've been talking about microtransactions again for so long.
Yeah.
As you usually do.
Here's the other thing. Just
I swear we don't hate the industry. We do, really.
Slight tidbit. Weird gaming news of the week. Slightly related to Mario Kart. Have you ever wanted to play Cuphead while you're driving?
I don't understand. What do you mean play Cuphead while you're driving? This has to be. Why did I know? It had to be Tesla related.
You can you can play it on Tesla now. Tesla have bought Cuphead to
Tesla Arcade. What the hell is that?
Which lets you play games on the middle screen while you're driving.
Yeah, we've definitely like covered Tesla games before. I remember because we was like, oh, you just need a USB controller to play. Cuphead is available and you can only play while charged or parking, so don't expect any speed runs from the highway.
Unfortunately, but it's still scary.
Someone's going to make that. Someone's going to make that happen. Just wait.
Well, we've only got to wait until self-driving cars become more prominent and trusted, and the features to allow this stuff to happen while driving will be happening soon. But this software update also includes a bunch of other features. So it does include Google Maps search style functionality, Spotify, and obviously karaoke, because everyone wants that in their car. But I just think really it's a scary time for the future of gaming, and I don't know. I just
don't think this is good. Like, we already shouldn't be like watching any content. Why should we be playing anything? Like, it's just, I get it, because you can only play it when you're charged, like while charged or parking. So like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure like there must be a way around so you can just play it while you're in like self-drive mode or whatever.
Yeah, I think in a future update that will become real.
That's when things start to get sticky, man. And then when like, because like essentially, I feel like you could get away with putting like some type of like PC in a car. Like, a car's got a pretty sophisticated computer system. You could probably manage to, if you could run Cuphead. Oh, okay, I guess Cuphead's not too intensive, but that's still a pretty. That game still gave me issues, like on my MacBook, and my MacBook's not.
I don't think it being intensive is the issue. I think the fact that having experience play that game, that's definitely not a game that should be anywhere near a car. Like Candy Crush, okay, I can sort of see that and understand that a bit. Cuphead, you don't want that anywhere near a car. Like, it's bad enough playing that game and getting angry at that game and like trying to do stuff and then you die but to actually like put it in a car, it's like playing Dark Souls in a car. Like, it should never be possible. Because if you're sat behind a wheel or even in the car, I just don't think games that are that stressful should be in a car. You know, you could sit waiting for someone play that game, but then when you restart, you're going to be stressed. Like, you will be stressed, I can tell you. I just don't think it's a good idea, but well, what do I know? I'm not a car manufacturer.
Whoa, what a nice end off to the monologue right there, Tom. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that. You was really trying to tell these companies stop the bullshit. I agree. I think this isn't really needed. This really isn't necessary. Nobody needs to play Cuphead or any type of game in their car. Not for now, at least. Not until we get it right and people actually, stop crashing themselves. Like, where everyone's not forgetting that there's also still humans on the road, like not everyone has self-driving like whips. So like, and I know the technology is there and it could do all these crazy things. And trust me, I know like Tesla is a wild company. I really like the concepts they come out with, and I like SpaceX, and Elon Musk is a bit of a dude, but like, he's got good concepts, he's got good ideas, like he's trying to progress things in a very aggressive way, but it's kind of works more than NASA. So that's just saying something.
Weird little tip, he's actually partnered with NASA because of SpaceX, and they share the space down in Florida, Key West.
Yeah, exactly, because NASA has been shut down. NASA was shut down.
I'm not sure.
NASA was, I'm saying, like, Elon Musk, like, he's not even, he's the guy who co-founded PayPal, for God's sake. How is he now, like, becoming, like, one of the leading, he's, like, eclipsed Richard Branson, like, in trying to, like, get to space and stuff like that. Like, he's too ahead. Electric cars, too ahead.
Well, I mean, we've completely gone off topic. But
yeah, I know. We should talk about Tesla, innit? I just thought it's those Hyperloop things as well that he's got, like those tunnels. That's just crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
But I mean, like, linking that back to the future of gaming, it is weird to see how that technology is going all over the place in loads of different directions so fast. And unfortunately, as much as it is great to see that happening, it could be the downfall of gaming as well.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I really love to see that gaming is being integrated into our everyday life more and more. And it no longer has to become a thing of where, gaming was once frowned upon, was once condemned by by the church, the government, parents, everyone. Nobody liked video games at one point. Like, it was a very hated on hobby. It took a long time for people to actually be accepted and our events to be accepted, and to actually have a feasible way of learning how to make games became a thing only recently. And I just hopefully it goes in the right direction. We talk about how the industry is so doom and gloom, but like hopefully there's still hope.
Mm-hmm.
There's still hope.
Yeah, and talking about hope, let's move on to sort of the bigger news this week, or the more prominent news this week, you could say, and that was PlayStation's State of Play, which returned. There wasn't too much in this State of Play. Realistically, you didn't really have to watch it. You could just read what was there. But there was some new trailers and a little bit of unannounced stuff or new stuff that we've seen, but not too much. It started out with a new game from Enhanced Games and Tha Limited, which is a game called Humanity. It's very intriguing looking and basically just had loads of little humans running around everywhere, either fighting each other or pushing things. And to me, it reminded me a lot of Lemmings. So it's sort of like a 3D Lemmings based thing with the ability to attack and defend things now as well. So it looks a really interesting game, interesting concept, and it's coming in 2020. But I think it's just going to be one of those interesting concepts that is made and then, probably won't go back to again. I don't think it'll be the hit Lemmings was. Mainly just due to the fact that...
You don't think it would be the hit that what was?
Lemmings.
Oh, well, Lemmings is classic.
Yeah, I think it's also due to the fact that games have come on so much since the days of Lemmings that a game like that now doesn't interest too many people.
Yeah, well, you say that, but like some people who are actually like young like to play like games like that because they think it's much more intriguing to them to see a game that is got peculiar graphics that aren't what they're used to. I felt like photorealism is shoved in our faces so much that sometimes people forget that other art styles can be used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking from a consumer standpoint. There's so many games that are being made using so many different art styles, but I'm talking about the main core games.
Yeah, and
mostly photorealism, except for Borderlands 3, which, by the way, just a little side note, which is supposed to apparently just be just alright. That's what I heard.
I've seen that it's pretty good, but that's also of people that like Borderlands, so maybe biased opinion there. But continuing the photorealism that you're on about, we got to look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, a new trailer for that, and I must say the trailer looked very good. The graphics are really, really impressive. But
I'm gonna need to stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not know about like the Call of Duty like debacle that's going on?
The big butt.
The big debacle, man, that's going on, and the developers is coming out and say, stop being so toxic to the developers of what's going on, and everyone's talking about how you said there was going to be no loot boxes. There's goddamn loot boxes in the game.
I mean...
What did we say? What did we say about this game?
Personally, I don't know why people trust companies like EA and Activision these days, because they've shown time and time again that they will just turn on what they say. So... It's like people don't learn. It's like the same people that are protesting about don't pre-order the game, then build their hopes up and are like, oh, no loot boxes, yeah, I'll play this game. And then they go, oh, well, now there's loot boxes. Well, yeah, like, you have to check the wording correctly.
I'm about to say, and also, I'm pretty sure if you check the fine print of whatever, like, terms and conditions that you agree to at the beginning of every game. Which, by the way, if you notice, it's at a lot at the beginning of every games these days. Like a little terms and conditions you have to like accept. And you obviously just accept it. You're trying to play the game, innit? But I bet if you're reading that, there were like some small print saying that we can change and.
What do you mean you just accept it?
Well, a lot of people just do, don't they? I'll be a hypocrite to say of course I don't read the terms and conditions.
Before I started playing the most recent PES, I sat down for about 4 hours, read through all the terms and conditions, read through the online privacy policy, everything like that, and then declined it and didn't play the game. But no, it's what you said.
Okay, of course, Tom. Okay,
no one's going to do that, are they? And no one's going to sit there for 4 hours and read that, and then if you don't like something, decline it, and then you can't play the game.
Exactly.
Come on, they know this. Companies
they know
this anyway.
Exactly. They know this. They know this. So they're out here like the developers are. The lead developer is coming out like, somebody did this. I don't know who did this. Like, but somebody did it. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you acting like you're not accountable for this? You added the loot boxes in. Like, why are you so surprised with the outrage? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Activision, in my opinion, are possibly one of the worst companies for going back on their word. They EA, to be fair to them, and that's a big to be fair to them, said in some games, no microtransactions at launch. They never said non-outright. Activision have said non-outright before, and then added them back into a game, which we've discussed previously. So, why you would trust them, especially considering the last Call of Duties and everything like that, it baffles me. I will say the game looks good. I will say that a lot of people that I know have been positive about the beta, but I will also say that the same people are also pissed off that there's microtransactions in the game, or loot boxes. So, swings and roundabouts.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, swings and roundabouts.
Oh,
it's probably the nicest way to put it, because it there's no other way to really put it anymore. Like it just keeps happening, and people just, unfortunately, without being offensive to anyone, are dumb enough to just accept it as what it is, or are dumb enough to build themselves up that it's not going to happen, and then it happens. And unfortunately, you shouldn't trust the corporation, especially in the current climate of the game industry. That's
not even an offense. People are just stupid. I'm gonna just outright say it. It happens a lot. It does. Like people will just accept things from like companies and just think, okay, we're just gonna accept it now. Like they get a little bit angry for a bit, and then it's gonna accept it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not purchasing another EA game. Or I already said this. I'm never doing it.
So
you can catch me. You can catch me sailing the high seas. That's enough. That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to purchase Star Wars: The Fallen Order?
Hell no.
Jedi Fallen
First and foremost, that's an EA and Disney collaboration. That's the two. That's my two corporations I got problems with right now.
Even with the iconic new trailer.
No, I don't care. I don't care if he's in it. No? I don't care if he's in it.
Okay. Well, just for reference, Darth Vader was teased in the new Fallen Order trailer.
Let's just play on everyone's nostalgia again. I'm sick of it, Tom. I'm just sick of it. What are we going to do? We're just going to keep bringing characters back now and just making new stories up about them. Like, oh, gosh, who are we going to bring back? Jar Jar Binks in his own solo story. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just really think that, like, are we gonna keep teasing old characters to try and think that this is gonna make us all buy the game?
Speaking about Jar Jar Binks, this is gonna go way off topic, but the other night I found myself down a rabbit hole on Reddit. Okay, so I was looking into something, and Scooby Doo came up, and then obviously Scrappy Doo, which really save Scooby-Doo, but what basically got the term the Scrappy, which is any character that is forced into a series to try and save it or appeal to a younger audience to up the ratings. And Jar Jar Binks was a Scrappy-Doo, he was. And it showed that George Lucas got the feedback from the first film when this absolute buffoon of a character was running around the screen, and didn't put him in the second film too much, and then not in the third film as much. Sort of made a comeback in Clone Wars, I believe, and then I think the fan base actually sort of not warmed up to him a bit, but like felt sorry for him in the end, because the universe sort of turned into the fan base, because the actual content of Star Wars started making fun of how annoying Jar Jar was, and then I think people were a bit upset about that. But it's weird how fandoms work, isn't it?
Fans are fickle.
Really is.
That's
weird.
all I say, man. Fans are just so fickle. I don't even. That's what I say. I don't care anymore. Like,
So,
I don't
point
listen to anything. I form my own opinion now.
Mm-hmm. My point from that was maybe we will see a solo Jar Jar Binks. Who knows?
Who knows? But we ain't seeing it anytime soon. So, and I don't care. What I do care about is, before we get off the gaming topic, because we need to move on to film and TV. Death Stranding went gold, so congrats to Kojima. Round of applause for him somewhere. We don't have a soundboard yet, but don't worry, we're working on it. And the limited edition PlayStation 4. Oh,
yeah,
Sony.
it looks beautiful. I must
Big
say.
snapped. Whoever did the design on that one, well done. It's a beautiful machine.
Although
The controller is hard as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm more interested in the controller.
Oh man, that controller is so hard. I can't believe this game is actually coming out. This is just years of I say this at nearly every show. I'm just like, I can't believe it's coming out. Like, wow, we're truly living in the great times. Like, it's just gonna be so sick. But anyway,
I think I might see myself buying the controller.
Yeah, I think I want to get the controller as well.
We'll have to see. But yeah, we mentioned last show, obviously, we seen all the gameplay that was at Tokyo Game Show. Game's looking really good, really solid. It's coming out very soon now. It has gone gold, like Tyrell's just mentioned. And, it's not far now. And I think, I'm not as much of I'm not as big as a Kojima fan as Tyrell. But I think we could both say that it's probably going to be game of the year for both of us. From how it's looking.
This is like the first Kojima game. Well, really, you was following Metal Gear Solid 5 pretty close as well. But this is the first one that you've really been following as closely as I have as well. So it's been cool to talk about different concepts and stuff like that, especially how we're both familiar, even though you don't specifically are familiar with Kojima as much as me, but Pro Evolution Soccer, which is a game that you are very familiar of, use his technology for a lot of the games, so you're familiar on that aspect with him. So that's where your mutual respect for Kojima comes from. That's what I feel anyway. So yeah, I just think he's just one of the greatest game designers of all time. A lot of people doubt him. A lot of people doubted this game. A lot of people have doubted everything that he's done, and this is his magnum opus. He's gonna definitely wow everyone. To this day, I still don't know what the game truly is about, but I just know it's going to be a journey. So I'm ready.
Well, if one thing, I really hope it's not like the journey, because that game mode I was not a fan of.
What, really? The journey? Which game is that?
The journey mode in FIFA.
Oh, oh god! I thought you meant Journey, as in the one with the little red cloaked I was going to say, that game's hard.
That's a completely different game.
Yeah.
And that's a good game.
I was like, oh, you're hating on Journey. Like, oh, the Journey, yeah. We don't need to see any more of that. FIFA, so trash.
We're not
even going to talk about
how
buggy and glitched out that game is. Well done, EA. Another bullshit game.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to speak about that, though, because to be fair, PES is also a bit buggy and glitched, so I can't really sort of back anything up here.
Wait, what is PES as well?
It's not bad, but it's just a lot of people are complaining about the game as well. But I think with sports titles like that, with fan bases that play it consistently, people will moan about it. There are things in PES that need to be improved, though.
FIFA is backed by a major corporation. PES is like so minuscule. It's not even like even funded to the like even the level of like funding that FIFA gets.
Still backed by a major corporation, but
yeah, it's still of course it's still backed by a major corporation, but
team is smaller. But again, in my opinion, it's not really an excuse for it. But I do think that personally, with the experience and the size of the team EA have got, they shouldn't have let a game mode come out as broken as it is to cause such a sort of I can't think of the word, but to cause so much negative feedback on social media.
I'm about to say, I've been seeing lots of articles written about FIFA. I didn't really know PES was having problems.
It's minor issues, but
people just make a big issue out of that. From what I've seen of FIFA, that isn't minor issues. So I just think that people need to just be more smarter. They always talk about FIFA's the better game, but I'm waiting from all my friends to why FIFA is the actual definitively better game. They can't tell me.
Yeah, Brandon, if you're listening, feel free to come on and discuss
Brandon, if
this.
he's listening, yeah, he can't tell us anything. Like,
okay, moving back to State of Play, because again we went off topic, but there's not really much to talk about here. We got another look at Medieval, and a demo was made available on the day of State of Play, so really, that demo is available now.
Kind of boring compared to Nintendo. Like, it's not that exciting, is it? Like,
no. Well,
I am interested in
Medieval.
Yeah, Medieval, and obviously The Last of Us 2, but like that is still like so many years away. Like, that's just like in 2020 February. Like, that's still far away.
So yeah, Medieval demo is out now. We also got a look at Wetam, the next game from Katamari Damacy creator Kita Takahashi, and that's going to be released in December. So
that's hard. Is that going to get like a Western and a Japanese release then?
By the looks of it,
sick.
yeah.
Very sick.
Arise, A Simple Story, which is like a cartoon adventure action game, is coming soon. Again, not really much on that. Civ 6 is coming to PS4 on November 22nd.
That's a big move still.
Yeah, again, not really that interested. Like, okay, Civ's coming to PS4, but I don't know. I mean, it's good for console players that don't own a PC or a Switch, but yeah. And then the other thing was we saw all the PlayStation VR stuff, so we got LA Noire, the case files, which is available right now, which came out on the same day. And then like a sizzle reel of some new games that are coming, which do look interesting, but it's not too much.
Space Channel 5 is coming back in some type of like way. That's crazy. That's from the Dreamcast, that is.
Yeah, and then
Sega's been talking about reviving that series for years.
Yeah, and then we also got a look at October's PlayStation Plus lineup, which includes MLB The Show and The Last of Us Remastered.
God, I'm going to have to get really PlayStation Plus back.
So I will be getting PlayStation Plus for October or possibly the year now. These games have pulled me back in. The Last of Us Remastered is a really good one because obviously the sequel, The Last of Us 2, we sent a big trailer on that, a lot more detail, and that game's coming out in February, I believe. Yeah, February 2020. 21st of February. So really good to sort of get people playing that in the build-up for The Last of Us 2 to get a bit of hype around that as well. And then MLB The Show, really good sports game, exclusive PlayStation. Looks really good. I'm glad it's included. However, the one thing that came to mind, if you remember, before PES 2020 was released, PES 19 was meant to be coming to the PlayStation Plus lineup, and then people complained and it got removed. However, now MLB The Show's coming, but that's still going to be coming. So I stand by originally what I said during that episode or show, that I think there was more influence behind that decision than people complaining about it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. As we move on to film and TV.
Fuck you, EA. Yeah, film and TV, because my gosh, Tom, we're a lot in to the show. We're a lot in. Like, yeah, we haven't got a lot of time to. Well, we do have time, but not as much as we wanted to.
We have plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Like, music section is like packed as well. Like,
well, let's get into it. Bridging the gap between music and gaming. 808s and Joysticks.com.
Bojack Horseman season 6 is coming. However, it also is the last season, unfortunately.
I thought so, because I haven't watched season 5 yet.
Have you not?
Season 4 seemed very like, oh, we're kind of coming to the end, like, ish. If you know what I mean. Like, I thought a couple more seasons and they'll probably be done with it, and they'll probably do a spin-off or something.
Well, they did try Tuca and Bertie, which was like made by the same creator, and that got cancelled on Netflix. But Bojack is coming back for its 6th season, premiering on the 3rd of October 2019, so a day after this originally goes live.
Shit, and then, Bojack's already coming back. I ain't even watched season 5 yet.
And then part 2 will be released on the 31st of January 2020.
You see, this is what they're starting to do, though. You know, Netflix said they don't want their shows to be bingeable. They want to try and break it up now. And like, I've noticed on Netflix now, they've been splitting up the series into like part 1s and 2s a lot, or sometimes even 3 to 4 parts. I'm like, this is interesting. Never seen this being done on Netflix. Like, only here and there for certain things. Now it's happening more, and Bojack's being split into 2 parts. This is very interesting. Do you think this is going to be the new trend?
To be honest, I'm fine with that, because I don't have enough time to watch 10 episodes of everything all the time, and it's not really healthy for me to do that.
Did you watch Final
Space? Or anyone
Space?
else? No, I didn't have time to watch that yet.
Yeah, Final Space is hard. Very, very good. Season 2 is out, but not on Netflix yet, because it's been moved to a different network, which is Adult Swim. So I'm not quite sure if it's going to be on Netflix or if they're going to reserve it for, I think Cartoon Network is on HBO. So that might be only exclusively on their streaming service now. I have no idea.
But, I mean, if you haven't ever watched Bojack Horseman, then I'd recommend going to watch it. It's a very, very different animated show, but in a very good way, and it's pretty enjoyable, whilst also staying quite grounded and, you know, pulling a little bit of emotion here and there. But it's a really different concept that we hadn't seen before. In fact, I think this actually started when we were in college, when the idea of this show was just an idea, and it's now going to be ending. But you know, it's been on for a long time, and we followed it from the very start, and it is quite sad that it's going to be going, but hopefully we get a spin-off with Todd or something. I wouldn't mind that.
Yes, we need just Todd. Just do
or Mr. Peanut Butter.
Insane ideas for himself. That's all I need to see. Hilarious. Yeah, or Mr. Peanut Butter just doing stupid stuff. But yeah, Bojack end of an era for sure. Because it's weird, like every season of Bojack has like some type of underlying theme as well to try and like tie it all together, and it deals with some real heavy topics and issues in some very interesting and smart ways, where it makes you really think about, you know, how far along animation has come. So yeah, really, hopefully we get a spin-off for Bojack and Netflix doesn't give up on it.
And sort of speaking of spin-offs and stuff, we've spoke about the Joker film quite a lot. Obviously it's got a lot of good reviews recently, including that 8-minute standing ovation at the film festival, which is pretty much unheard of, but very impressive. And Landmark Theatres in the US, which is the largest independent cinema chain in the United States, has said that it's going to be choosing to ban all costumes during Joker's theatrical run, just to ensure that moviegoers feel more comfortable seeing the film. Obviously, this is in relation to the incident that happened in the Dark Knight screenings several years ago. However, you know, I don't think this should have to be an issue, but unfortunately, in this day and age, it is, which is very unfortunate, because you should be able to go and watch a film like this with so much hype. You know, it is a dark film.
Wait. I feel like we should really just point out though, like it is only an independent chain, but like AMC is still fine with costumes, but just no face paint or masks, which I really agree with. I don't think face paint or masks should be used at the cinema, because obviously we know from certain things, and especially in America, this is obviously much more of an American problem, and we know what happens. Sorry to just like break in there, man. Just continue.
Yeah, no, like you're saying that, like, personally, I don't think it should be a thing. It's unfortunate that people have to, you know, can't be comfortable going there. Personally, I don't think that wearing any costumes should be a thing to go to the cinema. I understand that people want to be comfortable and everything like that, but I feel like you can go and enjoy the film with a t-shirt with like Batman on or something, you know. You don't need to be dressed up in full Joker cosplay. Like that will make people feel uncomfortable. Like, I think cosplay is left for things like Halloween and conventions, where you know it's encouraged. Whereas something like a cinema, you know, people shouldn't have to be banning this stuff or saying we don't want any toy weapons or anything like that. You know, it should just be common sense, and you should have respect for the people that go in at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
some people just...
It's not just that one movie that's on either, you know. There's going to be kids there watching other movies, and...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is the case, but, you know, it's looking a good film. I am looking forward to it, and, you know, hopefully it has a clean run in the cinema.
Yeah, hopefully that's just really like, you know,
it's not something I should be saying, really.
Yeah, but it's just really down thing to say. Look, we really don't want to put any type of like bad vibe or anything like that on anything. We just hope that the film is screened and everyone has a good time and people enjoy it, and for God's sakes, just follow the rules. Like, don't be idiots, don't be crazy. It's a representation of our community, like talking in terms of like games and films and stuff like that. Like, I just feel like if something stupid happens when this happens, they will just start banning stuff and just be much more harsher on everything. So we just need to just go and watch the film and don't be stupid. or anything like that. I am really worried that this film is going to be used in a malicious way somehow, and I just don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I was going to say, for example, if I went to watch, normally when I go to watch movies like a Marvel DC movie, Star Wars movie, I tend to wear like my branded clothing that I have for that. So I'll wear a Batman shirt or a Star Wars shirt or something like that that's just got a little bit of branding on it. Because, you know, you're with fellow people that enjoy that stuff. And I think that's perfectly fine. We've said costumes might be a bit too far, but I think it's more this sort of, the fact that these movies are based on villains, not heroes as such. You know, unfortunately, you know, Batman is based on a hero and we know what happened, but being based on villains, it might attract the wrong sort of attention, which, you know, I don't want to say anything like you've said, but, you know, I think the media may use this more than consumers to try and portray something. So realistically, just go and enjoy it, and, you know, I wouldn't really think about it. I'd just go and enjoy the movie, because personally, I think that security will be tight enough on stuff like this now. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So all I'd say is just respect to the people that are obviously going to watch films at the same place. Feel free to wear what you want. Just don't overdo it and be too sort of heavy on the makeup or the cosplay. And, you know, there's times and places for that. And, you know, you wouldn't go and watch a play at the theatre and dress up like a chimney sweeper if you're going to watch Mary Poppins, for example, or
the
dress
only
up as
thing
a ballet
that
dancer to go watch Billy Elliot.
It's just the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, that's the only place that is acceptable to, like, dress up.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only show.
Yeah.
That's the only show I've ever known is acceptable. Like, they encourage that. But, like, no other, like, thing you would do that for. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just, like, I get it. Little merch, little trainers, whatever, like, here and there. Cool. Whole cosplay, you're doing too much. Way too much. So, it is what it is. I'll see, well, depending on how I see the film, or if we're going to see it together or whatever, like, I'm looking to try and cop the midnight release. But I'll see. I will see what happens. I'll see what characters we see at my local cinema. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've done Joker makeup myself for Halloween, and I really like the Joker as a character, but I do also respect the fact that he's a very, very scary character, and that's the whole appeal of the film. But, you know, some people don't consider that before doing it because they want to do it, and I think it's just being more considerate of other people and obviously past events. But we are sort of doing what we said we didn't want to do here by, you know, talking too much about it, and, you know, it's not really needed, because the fingers crossed, and, you know, personally I believe that there shouldn't be too much worry in it.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just something that, this is what obviously it's been done, so, like, people are just talking about it now, innit? Like, it's just one of the things. It is something that we have to think of. It's you know, it's non-avoidable, and it happens, especially in America. We're talking obviously solely about America. We can't even speak because we don't have any experience. We just go solely off what we see and how things are dealt with. I just feel like, you know, it's just better to just, you know, follow the rules, and maybe, you know, eventually, you know, bans like this won't be in place, and hopefully we can, you know, see something better from this. You know, it's just it's just one of those things, in it, really. But in terms really of more positive news for, like, you know, superhero and, you know, more of that realm films, Sony and Disney agreed to a Spiderman deal. which I think we all seen coming, really.
Yeah, well, I was going to say...
Well, to be honest, you said this. I said, yeah, it's a done deal. But you was like, yeah, it's obviously not a done deal. Somebody's going to have to say something because, like, there's no way Disney's going to walk away from this. And boy, did Sony get a good deal out of this. Compared to, like, Sony hustled Disney into giving them the deal of the century.
Right, I was going to say about what you said previously about following the rules. And Sony did not do that in this negotiation tactic at all. They did the complete opposite, but it worked. It really did work.
See, and everyone was like, "Oh, Sony's trying to be greedy. Like Disney doesn't have the money." I was like, "Shut up, man! Disney owns our life. Like they were just about to buy Twitter. They were about to buy Twitter. Everyone, like, we need to wake up. Like, we need to wake up. If Disney bought Twitter, I don't know what would happen to me. That's all I want to say. You're a part of this, Tom. I'll blame you.
Why?
You're a fanboy.
But how is it my fault?
Because you're a tribute to Disney.
Yeah. But
in a big way.
You know, but you're also a Sony fanboy and you're attributing to Sony, so
whoa.
We can 180 it.
Sony's not trying to own the world though, are they, Tom?
No, but they're trying to own IPs and use it in their leverage.
Here we go. They're trying to own IPs, are they? They're trying to own IPs, are they? We want to talk about who owns IPs. Disney owns nearly every. They probably own our IP. We don't even know.
They could do. Disney, if you listen.
Whoa, if you're out there frozen, come find me.
Whoa. Well, you wish. Okay. So, how many times have you mentioned Disney and now you're a sellout straight away if they offer you something?
No, I said, I wish that Disney would like own this. Cause I said, what's good to Walt, if you're out there frozen? I said, don't worry, man, we're about to get it in.
I don't understand what that meant, but continuing on.
Apparently Walt is supposed to be frozen. This is real facts.
Personally, I thought that was a reference to like Elsa from Frozen.
Whoa. Why would I even... by the way, Miyazaki the GOAT, said Frozen's whack. The Streets is done. Frozen's done. We ain't talking about that film ever again. Frozen 2, what even is that? That film is done.
Frozen 2 is probably going to be the
Miyazaki said
most profitable movie.
Most profitable. Kids ain't into that no more.
We'll see.
I'll see. I'm going to make sure that film doesn't come out.
Who Oh,
I'll figure out a way, Tom. I'll figure out a way to tweak it so Jesus is King plays every time Frozen comes on.
We're going to move on because we're reaching a boundary here where we've just talked about bad things happening at cinemas and you now threatening to go to a cinema to stop Frozen. So, moving on.
I'm saying that in the terms of I'm just going to switch a film out. I'm not going there to do anything of the sort. That is just... It's really insensitive, Tom.
Okay, for anyone listening, if you go to watch Frozen 2 when it comes out and you do see Tairell in cosplay anywhere, then feel free to take a picture and send it into the show and we'll discuss it.
We won't discuss it. Tom, let's discuss you and your stand-up to Disney. Yeah, let's talk about Ghost Rider being cancelled. Yeah. What's going on there now? Another cancelled show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's going on then?
I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be coming to Hulu. No longer coming to Hulu. Don't really think there's much in it. There's creative differences that couldn't be resolved. So they've halted plans for it. Not really too much.
We're going to see a lot of this. That's all I'm telling you.
There's still other Marvel series that are on track for Hulu, more mature series. So It's just this one for now, but it's interesting that
what things are actually coming for Hulu? Right, which are the mature series that are coming for Hulu?
There's Marvel's Hellstrom, which is still on track.
Okay.
And then obviously some of the other ones are based on younger IPs, so more PG based things. And then there's this stuff that Hulu's also planning to develop. So that's things like animated series for MODOK, Hitmonkey, Tiger and Dazzler Show, and Howard the Duck as well. So they do want to eventually merge for like a crossover called the Offenders, but we'll have to see how that plays up in the future. I think Disney will hold off a little bit with stuff like this though, just because they need to see how the streaming service goes to start with, and you know how it compares to all the other services that are on the market now. And also, you know, Sony being Sony and having the rights to Spider-Man, and recently doing Venom and the Spider-Verse films, are now looking at doing a spin-off for Madame Web. So that's interesting.
I thought this was already like said. This was already like confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they've started actually developing it now. So development has gone ahead on it. Whereas before it was sort of like still speculation. It's going to be written by Morbius writers Matt Sazama and Burt Sharpless. And, you know...
Oh, man, that Morbius film's going to be fucking ass. Jared Leto is Morbius. I didn't even know that. Oh, God, why did they make him Morbius?
Because
didn't we see that he can't play anyone? Oh, God. This is
we've seen him as the Joker. And, yeah, he got his own standalone film for that, so he can't be that bad.
Tom, I'm going to need you to say that again, yeah? And I want to know if you really mean that. Like, he didn't do that bad.
Well, I mean, we all know that I didn't really mean that because, like I said, big fan of the Joker, and Jared Leto is probably one of the worst Jokers, if not the worst.
No, he is the worst. Every other Joker is infinitely better than Jared Leto's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for the people out there who love him. You can love him all you want. He's whack. Okay, like, and him being Morbius, I'm not watching that film. I can't do it. I just don't like the guy. He's just nah. He's not Morbius. He's not supposed to be Morbius. Morbius is supposed to go to someone else. I don't know, man. Keanu should have done that. Somebody else. Not him. Oh, man, it's going to be so weird.
Interesting. We have like we've got some weird sections this week. So this is going to be the weird TV and film news of the week. And we have two things that we can speak about. One is Wrinkles the Clown.
I am not speaking about that.
Okay, so we'll go for number two, which is Tinder's Swipe Night, which is their new first-person interactive dating series. The silence is probably actually, you know, needed because this is confusing.
My head is like, my head is starting to hurt now. Like I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So if you haven't got Tinder, then you can download Tinder, and on Sunday the 6th of October, you will be able to watch a dating themed drama consisting of 4 episodes.
I don't understand. So, like,
do you want me to
are these real people? Like, I don't get it.
No, I'll give you the description. Okay, so Swipe Night follows 4 friends, including the user, in a first-person starring role on their journey to the end of the world after discovering there's 3 hours left to live. So already we're in a weird place. It's shot entirely in first person. So
because that's always the best thing to do, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all seen how good. I was going to say Horrid Henry, but I don't think that was the film. Horrid Henry's the
whoa,
Hardcore Henry.
You are not about to bag on Hardcore Henry right now. We are not about to go there. Hardcore Henry was hard.
It wasn't hardcore though, was it?
Oh my
like it set out to be.
Tom, square up.
Yes, but imagine
Tom.
Imagine Hardcore Henry's interactive.
Yeah, of course, that's trash.
And is now a dating sim.
Hardcore Henry is cool because it's only about 90 minutes long and it's some ignorant action shit. So I was just like, yeah, of course. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm gonna roll with it for the next 90 minutes. This takes time out of my day. Like,
speaking about ignorant acting shit, Vin Diesel and The Rock this week settled their differences, and that does mean they're going to be making more films together. So,
what do you mean settled their differences? I didn't even know they had a beef.
Apparently.
What do you mean, Vin? What? Dwayne and Vin had a beef?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god. What is wrong with these guys? Okay, first Tyrese had a beef with The Rock, having his own spin-off. Granted, because Tyrese has been in the series since number 2. He does kind of deserve his own film. Come on now. Bow Wow even deserves his own film more than... Actually, Ludacris deserves his own spin-off more than The Rock. How come The Rock got a spin-off with Jason Statham as well, who's the bad guy? How did that even make sense?
Because it's The Rock.
Oh, man.
That
film looks so terrible as well. Idris Elba was the villain. Who thought that was a good idea?
Hang on. You just said, how does that make sense? You're talking about The Rock and a film that consists of Ludacris, Jason Statham,
Tyrese. Oh my god, Tyrese.
Fast cars and people grabbing onto submarines underwater and missiles and...
Yo, Tom, you watched that one, innit? The one where The Rock took the missile down with his bare hands?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was
Unfortunately, yeah, my dad watched that one and I was in the room.
Why is it always that, man? Why is dads always watching like shit films like that? They just love it, don't they? I just don't understand. I would never ever understand why. Like, I'm not watching Fast and Furious 22.
For some reason, the action film genre seems to appeal to older men.
There's only so many times
I've never really been a fan of it.
There's only so many times I can see Liam Neeson tracking down a man. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only so many times I can see Liam Neeson tracking down a man. At least John Wick is ending and is now going to have like a TV series.
Like, yeah, but Taken only had... Okay, no, maybe it did. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
there was Taken 3, and then I'm pretty sure there was Taken 4, where it was his daughter finding him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had Taken on the plane. And then there was Taken on the train.
That wasn't Taken, though. That was...
I'm pretty sure he's done Taken on a boat as well.
Yeah, but they called a different name.
Oh, man.
It's a different film series.
Fuck. Yo, why couldn't there be more sequels to Snakes on the Plane? That was a much better series.
Continue on. Swipe Night by Tinder. I think we really just don't really want to talk about this because it's so bizarre, but
it's so
also needs
weird
to be spoke about.
I don't know, like, Tom, you're gonna have to be our resident in the field because I don't have Tinder, so.
Well, now you can get it for the purposes of playing Swipe Night.
You think my girlfriend's gonna be okay with that? You can have that conversation with her, innit, Tom? Like,
right.
I'm gonna tell her that, actually.
Personally, I'm probably not gonna...
told me to download it for the purposes of the show. No, that's not gonna go down well. Oh my gosh.
Your head, not mine.
Your head, not... Yo, Tom. Me and you soon, you know.
Continuing on. So yeah, it's
Oh God, look at this guy in the picture, Graham. Who does he think he is? Cracking a cold one with the boys. Oh, what a douchebag.
I think that's the point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but continue with the description. Each episode gives a wild ride of self-discovery and new connections. As the story unfolds, members will face moral dilemmas and practical choices as they decide what happens to them next. Their choices dictate more than just the story. They also impact who they match with and what they will chat about once the story ends. Basically, just sounds like Tinder, but a more interesting way because it has a backstory where the world's going to end in 3 hours.
Man, why didn't they turn it into an FPS? That would have been way more fun.
I think that might be frowned upon considering some of the things that have happened from Tinder.
Mm. Yeah, okay, sorry, I take that back. But this is just it's just a live action interactive series, man. They could have just made it a bit more zesty. Well, actually, no, yeah, come on now. Because there's a game type thing on not Instagram, on Snapchat story that I used to play where you had to figure out the murder. How is that not even that's a bit kind of like, whoa, why are we making an interactive murder game?
Yeah,
so,
but interesting.
So I'm saying, like, it's pretty much the same concept in my opinion.
Do you know what I do like? The fact that they've got the bio spot on in these photos.
Oh,
it's
yes,
absolutely perfect.
Yes, please let us. Okay, you read Graham, yeah. No, I'll read Graham.
Why am I reading
Graham? Okay. So we've got Graham. He's also acted by another person. They didn't even use their real names. This whole thing is just stupid. So we've got Graham.
Okay, so what does Graham sound like?
Don't worry, he's coming. Graham, Lucy, and Molly. Here's how Tinder describes each of their characters. So, Graham is Lucy's boyfriend. He's good looking, fun, and has puppy dog vibes. Oh my god. He's got a big heart, and people gravitate towards him. Of course they do. A big city kid with friends from all walks of life. But underneath the fun exterior, he feels trapped in the life that has always been mapped out for him. Okay, pause. So he's a big city kid, yeah, but somehow his life has been mapped out for him.
Because he's always cracking cold ones with the boys.
Oh man, you're right. Damn, I didn't think about that. Still, he's just so cool. I just didn't know. I wouldn't know anything because I'm not cool like Graham. He doesn't always make the best decisions, but he'll admit that to your face. That just sounds like a piece of shit to me. You know, it sounds like he'd do you wrong. First and foremost, why is Graham on Tinder? Like, why is Graham on Tinder when he's Lucy's boyfriend? What's going on here?
Why is Lucy on Tinder when she's Graham's girlfriend?
And then we've got Lucy, Graham's girlfriend, pretty, smart, sweet, and with lurking fieriness.
Dislikes being called Lucy Goosey. Dishonesty. So she dislikes Graham because he's not honest. As we just learned.
So we're already getting to the crux. We're already getting down to what's going on.
Maybe you will have to download this so you play this together and see. You know.
Likes, old records, good tea, chill nights at home, good tea. Yo, you're boring as shit. Like,
yeah, this is what I mean. They've got the bio spot on.
Yo. I'm sorry, dislikes being called Lucy Goosey. Nobody ever does that. Like, I have a friend called Lucy, and I've never ever thought, yo, let me call her Lucy Goosey. Like, if your friends do that to you, yeah, they're obviously just trying to wind you up, and you're just playing into their hands. And I love how she's got artist as hers, but I don't see anything about, like, likes playing music or anything. What artist are you?
She likes old records and good tea.
Oh, God. Just
and
awful.
Dislikes bad style.
Okay. So I was going on my little description in it. Graham is a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Lucy's more type A. she's got a plan and she's sticking to it. She always thought she and Graham would get married, but impending doom is making her question everything from their past. All right, big pause again. So he feels trapped in a life that's always been mapped out for him, but he's apparently the happy-go-lucky guy, and Lucy's more type A. She's got a plan. What's going on here? I think I'm a little bit confused. Who has the plans then?
I'm not entirely sure.
Who has it all mapped out for them? Because it sounds like it's the reverse. Lucy doesn't have it mapped out, but Graham feels like he does. I feel they're not connected on some type of level. I don't know what's going on.
No, Graham feels like he's got it all mapped out for him. He feels like he's being controlled by Lucy.
You see, we didn't even look into it. That's like a deeper, darker look into it. Like we didn't even think about underneath the fun exterior, happy-go-lucky fun exterior.
I just want to point out this also says season 1, so there may be more seasons coming. Oh,
season 2. Oh yeah, Tinder. If you want us to make the after show show, then holler at us, because we're the one that are covering this already, and we think it's pretty interesting. So if you want us to cover the after show, then hit us up. We'll be happy to do that. Molly, the bad girl of the crew, pretends to be tough as nails. Nihilist, but secretly has a heart, and her friends mean everything to her. She doesn't have a family of her own, so these knuckleheads are everything for her. We're moving on. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, let's get into the bio. Okay, so dogs over people.
Explain to her she has no friends.
That's cool. I don't really mind that. Fashion designer. All right then. Here to find some play dates for my sweet boy Sawyer. Roasting is my love language, so if I'm not a little mean to you, I probably don't like you.
I'm not sure if roasting is my love language.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm just tired of this. What do you mean roasting is my love language? Because
so I'm going to do a deep dive into this.
When I'm ready to roast, yeah, it's all breaking down in tears.
I mean, I was talking about spit roasting, so I'm not sure if you were, I'm not sure if you got the same vibe from that.
Whoa. We're definitely moving on now. Tom, this is a family friendly show. What are you talking about?
This is Tinder we're talking about here. Tinder's interactive story. Roasting is my love language. Tinder, roasting, love language. Tom, Put that together, what do you get?
Tom, what are you talking about? People go on Tinder to find friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
All I'm going to say, again, is roasting, Tinder, love language. Put that together, what do you get?
No.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi. We're moving on right now. We're moving on right now.
I just want to cover this really quickly. Wrinkles the Clown. Obviously, you're not going to speak about this, but Wrinkles the Clown is a new documentary that's coming to Netflix. Yep, on October 4th, same day as the Joker opens. It's all based on a clown called Wrinkles, which is a clown that used to be on Craigslist and offer to scare kids for money. A number was posted around towns in Southwest. You guessed it, Florida, and he became a viral success. Thousands of phone calls were made, and a lot of nationwide panic and death threats. So, interesting documentary on that. But I'm guessing a lot of people won't be watching that because it looks scary as shit. And moving on to music, because we've had enough of clowns.
Yeah, we definitely... I've definitely had enough. I'm just... But apparently it's supposed to be an interesting documentary about how it gets weird. It says the film pulls the rug out from underneath the audience. So I'm a little bit interested in what they're going to try and pull.
I personally don't think I'll be watching that at the moment, considering... I am not watching
shit.
I've just moved in by myself.
I just want to I'll get a review from you.
Yeah, when I watch it at some point, maybe never.
When you get around. It's
maybe never.
It's hard to watch shit films now, but we ain't got that much time to do that. That used to be the normal.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's just let's get into this music section then, because we've got a bit of time, and we've been cracking jokes for a solid few.
Bridging the gap between music and gaming. 808s and Joysticks.com.
So okay. Talking about clowns, Kanye West is meant to be releasing Jesus.
Yo, we did not need to come in that hard already. Speaking of clowns,
could not help that transition.
That was segue was great.
Yeah, speaking of clowns, anyway, Kanye West is meant to be releasing Jesus is King the day that we're actually recording this.
1 second, Tom. 1 second. I'm just checking. It might be out.
Just gonna check.
We're just checking. We're just checking KTT. Shout out to KTT one time.
Let me just say it's not out.
Not out.
There we go. Predicted it. Who'd have guessed?
It's not out. Yeah, it's not out.
It's not out. Okay.
The New York listening party hasn't happened yet. So after that happens, that is when the album is apparently getting released, because Chicago's already happened.
Yeah, and that did happen. And this is not Yandhi, which has gone missing, and it's probably half of this now.
It's probably Yandhi reworked in. Well, we know Nobody was scrapped, at least. So yeah, I'm really a bit baffled about the entire thing. I'm not really sure what to really expect. But that little snippet of the video where like all I heard was like just really heavy gospel singing was hard.
Yeah, if you're unaware of what we're on about here, Kanye West is meant to be releasing his new album Jesus is King at the beginning of October. So that will be coming, apparently. If not, he has said that he's going to be releasing a movie for Jesus is King in IMAX on October 25th, I believe. And the previously talked about album Yandhi was an album that he previously was meant to be releasing last year. And lo and behold, it never came out, even after it being teased for I don't know how long. So...
And then the album was leaked in entirety. I have it in my phone.
Yeah, so a lot of people have a big trust issues with Kanye at the moment, but every time a listening party happens, it tends to mean something's closer than it was previously. Because the last time we seen a listening party was in Wyoming for Ye, and we did get that album, so fingers crossed we're going to be seeing something soon. Although interesting news actually, did you see this week that he said he's not going to be making any more new music?
What? Ye?
Yeah, he said that he wasn't going to be making too much. I can't remember what it was going to be. Secular music. So he said he's going to quit making secular music and says that he's going to only be making gospel music from now on.
Yeah, I don't believe this. I can't possibly believe this. This is the man. This is the man that said. He said many things in the past.
This is also the man that's meant to be president next year.
Nah.
If we remember that. Kanye 2020.
Jesus Christ. Oh gosh. Kanye. Like, even Def Jam, when they met up with him the other day, were just like, Kanye, what the hell do you mean this is the album that you're going to release? You just know it was crazy, whatever he played them. They're probably thinking, we can't release this to the world. It's too dangerous. It's either too dangerous or it's just blasphemous, and just religious people are going to be upset about it, like there was with Jesus.
We'll see. We will see.
I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know about it all. But I'm very excited and looking forward to hearing the clips together once again, reunited.
I do find it odd though that he said he's done being an entertainer, but then the next day announced that he's going to be releasing a film.
Yeah, come on now, Tom. We have this conversation like off air all the time about Kanye West, and
probably weekly.
Oh my god, the amount of times when we have debates, we have discussions, we have I ain't afraid to, we have arguments about Kanye sometimes about we just don't know about him. Like, we just don't know what he's trying to prove at this point. We don't know, like, he obviously is the entertainment. Kanye West cannot not drop music. He is still in his deal. He's just renegotiated. Well, they've got 90 days to renegotiate his BMI publishing deal. That's 90 days. That's his publishing. That's Kanye West's catalog. He's obviously trying to get more money for his catalog, or a better deal or something. He's definitely gearing up to do something with his music. Like, or he is going to release music on his own platform. I don't know. Yeezy Sound was, remember, copyrighted and whatnot before. So, we don't know what Kanye is up to. You know, he's made a lot of money with Yeezy as a brand. He hasn't really been focusing on the music, but he has, in terms of more of like the Sunday services. But I don't know if that's a religious gain or not. And I feel weird about it because I just don't know if he's just riding this religious wave again at the moment, just because this is what is getting Kanye West in a good light right now. And it's just something that we always talk about. We always talk about, Kanye is one of our top greatest artists of all time, like through all the bullshit. You know, I've had to defend this man through all the eras. Well, most of them, when I've been like active and like been able to have discussions with my friends about like music, like real discussions. We've had to defend this man through all the eras.
It's like having a kid that you don't know.
I don't know why I have to like go with such problematic like people to like really favor, like people like Tyler and Kanye and to some degree Drake. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, all these people who you favor just happen to be controversial, and we'll bring that to somebody else as well whose project just got released is really high on my list. He's very controversial. So,
and I just want to say as well, I personally don't think Kanye should be going into music streaming with something like Yeezy Sound.
No, neither do I. That's a terrible idea.
As much as the success of Jay-Z throughout his career, we have seen Tidal and...
Like, don't get me wrong about Tidal. What Tidal is doing at the moment is good. It's original content. Its original content is pretty high. Like, it's very well done. Like, they've got good...
But how long did it take them to start doing
it? It took a while. It did. It's true. It took a while. Like, say, for example, someone like Spotify who just got the podcast stuff up and running. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Tidal took a while to try and like hop over on that. But they do have a lot of... They pay the best out of all the streaming services. And they still have these concerts that you can watch, and it's cool that you can't watch them anywhere else. And I remember you had to have Tidal to see Yeezy season 4 and all these kind of things, and watch season 3, and it was a good concept. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a really great concept, but obviously Apple and Spotify, you know, these huge record labels had shares in Spotify and had deals with Apple and all sorts. And this is the reason why Tidal couldn't work, because Apple was too busy signing exclusivity deals with, the biggest artist in the world, Drake. And Spotify was killing it with the playlists. Like, it had the most recognized, mainstream playlist in the world, which is Rap Caviar. That is one of the most played playlists in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're not forgetting the Spotify sessions as well.
Yeah.
Which have started to be copied by similar people now. Apple Music and Tidal do similar things as well now. So,
there you go then.
It's all sort of built from that. But personally, I wouldn't go into. I don't think it's needed. But moving on to new albums, because we've got about 20 minutes to discuss all the new music that's come out.
Well, we're not gonna we won't give our live in depth, like a lot of this music I can't really give in depth like opinions on anyway. I can just give a quick brief sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. I'll start the rundown of the new albums so far. Sorry if I've missed out any. So we've got Kurt by DaBaby. DaBaby's been on an immense run. He's had a great year. This is his second album, his sophomore album, his second album of the year. Go DaBaby. The album is just really fun. I just keep bobbing my head to all the songs. It's just a cool album. I don't really have any problems with it. It's just cool.
Mm-hmm. I personally haven't listened to much of it yet.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Standouts, I think, was like Vibes, Intro, iPhone, Pop Star. The one with Lil Baby and Moneybag Yo. That's very hard. I think it's a solid project. We've got PTSD by D Block Europe. That's the Mandem. This is the UK. So I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm hearing obviously decent things. It's a pretty lengthy project though. There's quite a few tracks on there. So wasn't expecting that. And so go and check that out. This is a D Block from New York's counterpart. D Block Europe, very different to Jadakiss, obviously, and like that whole style and lane. This is UK rap, like drill, trap rap. So a lot of flossing, a lot of chains, talk about Balenciagas and all that kind of stuff. We also have Abbey Road, the Super Deluxe edition by the Beatles. I don't know if you want to give a little bit more insight on this, Tom, because I know that you have a lot more information on the Beatles than me, because obviously I've how influential it was for you when you was growing up and whatever.
It's just basically a 2019 remaster of Abbey Road with added extras. Just bringing the music more up to date again, which I don't mind. I thought it was not necessary, but I thought it was valid to put it in here. For a lot of people that haven't listened to the Beatles, it's a good way to get into it and listen to something with the quality of sound coming up to like something of level now again. Which is it's always good to go back and listen to old music that's been remastered, the same as going back and playing old games that have been remastered or watching old movies that have been remastered,
Mm-hmm.
Just continuing that cycle of updating them to fit, modern technology and help new generations enjoy it. I'm a big fan of that, so just thought it was a notable mention.
Same. I do like that as well. Speaking of that as well, I think some of Prince's projects have been like remastered and like put into like a huge collection. And that looked pretty interesting. Cuts that have never been heard, all sorts of things. And I heard Warner Brothers always used to do Prince dirty in terms of like re-releasing his music. And apparently like this is the first time they've actually got it right. And, of course, the man's dead. Rest in peace, obviously, to the legend. It's just one of those things, in it. Companies now want to make like the most money they can off the artist while he's not around to actually say, well, hey, I don't want this to happen. Like, it's just one of those things. But, oh well. Well, anyway, keep it going with the music. We've got The Afterlife. The Comment Is Coming. I don't really know much about that project.
Super jazzy. I think 6 songs project. Short, nice. Simple. really sort of jazzy, funky, if you want to stick something on that's sort of relaxing and a little bit of funk in it, then it's a go-to thing at the moment. I think it's really good.
That's nice. I will definitely be checking that out. We've got, now this is something a little bit controversial. It's the return of the mysterious Ameer Vanns, who was once a member of Brockhampton, who was kicked out due to sexual assault allegations, and also due to being accused of one of the members of Brockhampton of setting up their friend to get robbed. Now, any of these things are not excusable, and they are still allegations, and it's obviously all purely up to a person's perspective on whatever is going on and whatever's happened. And I took some time out to listen to the Ameer project, and it's really hard. I think it's been enough time. Ameer has distanced himself from Brockhampton, and Brockhampton is 2 albums in without Ameer, and have mentioned him a lot in the run-up to the 2 albums being released without him. Ameer has been like mentioned or like, you know, referenced in a ways where like it still makes people interested in Brockhampton because they want to know about the Ameer story and that. And I feel like Brockhampton have really played on that a lot more than Ameer has actually had a chance to even see. Like, he got kicked out of the group and just got like left. You know, everyone like didn't even try and give a chance for him to like, you know, try and help or, you know, resolve himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I see this EP as something that is really, you can tell like he dealt with something hard. Like, dude, like him leaving the group was hard on him. Like, and he took his time, and he said he went back, and now he's back again. He's recording music, and this is it now. Like, he don't need to be in a boy band to make his own music. And Ameer's, I'm sorry, like, he's making music that sounds better than Brockhampton's music. And it's in my opinion, but I'm not going to have Brockhampton fans coming out and say that his music is just trash outright without even giving, you haven't even like listened. You're just saying it's trash outright because you're a Brockhampton fan. Like, at least I listened to Brockhampton, and I am a Brockhampton fan, and I tried to listen to like their last project, and I didn't like it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's not fair. I feel like.
I must say that I did like the last project a little bit, but I didn't resonate with it as much as I think every project I've resonated with it less and less and less. Ameer's, you could really tell the emotion and how it affected him. I think you could tell that. But I do think that, like you said, Brockhampton have kept mentioning him on it. You can tell the songs that are about Ameer or mention Ameer that they've done. But the other thing is you can also sort of tell that they are playing on that. And I personally don't, you know, considering the stereotype or the community that they try to build around that, and, you know, talking mainly about like a lot of people in the generation we're in now, as soon as someone makes a mistake, are always there to bring them down straight away if they're famous. And in my opinion, yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, I agree with everything that's happened.
No.
But, you know, if someone's accused of something, I feel like it's still innocent until proven guilty. And also, I think tearing people down for no reason, it doesn't give you any benefit. And in fact, it makes you, well, puts you on the same level, really, of, you know, you've got so much hate that you want to do that. I don't understand it. And the fan base, you know, and a lot of people from this generation claim that that's not what they try and do. But it sort of is. It's that ignorance of not understanding what you're doing.
It's the council culture. Like, like it tries to affect
everlasting effects.
Yeah. Well, with the Ameer thing, like what happened, it ballooned, and then like a bunch of just misinformation just got thrown around, and then people just started calling him a rapist. People started like saying all sorts of things about him, and like nobody to this day even has a real story of what has happened. Like, we're still going off speculation. Obviously, Brockhampton tried to spin it around and trying to make it out like, oh, we really kicked Ameer out the band because he robbed Dom's friend. What? I thought you kicked him out because of sexual assault allegations. So what's the real truth?
I think, to be honest, I think that unfortunately, we discussed this when it happened, but unfortunately, they had to make that decision.
I think that they always want. I think they all, like, not they, but like maybe the label. Someone wanted Ameer out the group because he didn't fit into their like brand that they could perpetuate Brockhampton as, which is just like super like, oh, look at us, we're a multifaceted band. I'm like, come on now, you keep talking about the same stuff. There's only so many times Kevin can get on the track and say the same shit about himself. Like, how could you possibly be talking about being depressed and being in Texas and in Los Angeles and, oh, I don't know what to do with myself anymore? I'm like, Kevin, for God's sake, you have made it. You have a deal now. You're no longer independent, living in downtown Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. I would stop you there and just say that, like, as much as that is good, like, you could still be in a position like that, but yeah, I feel like they do play on some stuff like that.
Come on, no, but really though, Tom, like, Joba comes on with the same flow. Matt's still talking about, I don't know, God knows what Matt is talking about. And then
Merlin comes in and shouts Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin comes in and still shouts words every now and again. He doesn't even look happy to be there. Merlin's the next person I want to leave the group. I want Merlin to go and sign with like Young Doug or someone, or go and work with Flying Lotus or someone who would appreciate him. Okay,
well, we're going to have to move it on and start with the conspiracy theories, because we've got a lot of music to get through.
We still do. Shouts out to Ameer, and I hope his career, I hope he keeps his head down. I hope he apologizes and says sorry if, what has come out, and he rights his wrongs, because I think it's only fair for somebody who is of age, like, to right their wrongs while they're still around. Like, if he can right his wrongs, then let this person right their wrongs, innit? At least we can give him that. At least he's been kicked out of his band that he co-founded. Like, they're making money, he's making zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already took that hit. The least you can do is just let him. He's had to do it from the ground up by himself. So
yeah. Moving on quickly, we've got young M.A. Her story in the making.
It's hard. Everyone go listen to it. Young M.A., one of the best female rappers out. It's very hard. I didn't think that before this. I do now.
Mm-hmm. You've also got I'm Him by Kevin Gates.
Yeah, don't really listen to Kevin Gates, but I know a lot of people do, and it's out, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Music's Better Than People by Kart Ace. I've listened to a few tracks off this just randomly and didn't see that this project came out, but I thought it was a notable mention. I have not listened to it enough to say too much on it. And then the Will You Be My Yellow EP by Bakar, which is a really, really solid EP.
Yeah, it is. All right, cool. And then we're just going to go quickly down the singles as well. We've got Fendi. Say again?
So I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure we've left some singles off of this, but these are the notable ones that we wanted to mention.
We probably have, but yeah. Fendi by P&B Rock featuring Nicki Minaj and Murder Beats. It's just a cool song. It's a bit of a bop. It's just cool. We've got Writing on the Wall with French featuring Pulse, Cardi, and Russian. Now, to my knowledge, that this was originally a Post Malone song, and it sounded totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not entirely sure, but
then the Caribbean, it's dancehall and bashment. Russian is a famous producer that used to produce Vybz Kartel in it, so.
Mm-hmm.
So now, obviously, it is more of like a dancehall type bop. And yeah, the song it isn't good. I just didn't think it was good, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
It's alright.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just sick of this now. Like, are we still making songs like this? Like these mega mixes with like free like popping artists on there and just hoping it's gonna work. Didn't we see that? It wasn't working with Ed Sheeran?
I mean, that's what French Montana has to do in it. So
French, man, he's just too busy trying to make Unforgettable Part 6. Like, because this is what it sounded like.
This is Unforgettable Caribbean style.
I know. First thing with the Afro beats is like, okay, I need an unforgettable, but bashment or dancehall or whatever they try and dress it up as. I don't even know what they're trying to call this, because it's not really rap and it's not really dancehall and it's not bashment. It's not reggae. It's just pop music. I don't know. Stretch You Out by Summer Walker. Summer Walker's debut album is out real soon. I think it's October the 4th, and it's got Party Next Door on there. The Return of the GOAT. He's back. So yeah, that's the only reason why I want to listen to that album. Summer Walker's cool and everything, but like, I'm trying to see what Party's trying to say. I Been by Berhana. Berhana's really cool. Like really It cool by Ameer.
Another really cool track.
Even If It Hurts by Taisha featuring Blood Orange. That song's
Another
hard.
Really cool track.
Yeah, I was gonna say that song's hard. Yeah. Show Me Love, Alicia Keys featuring Miguel.
Another really cool track. I was actually singing this in my head randomly the other day, and I was like, "Oh, where's that song from? I remember that song. It's got to be like an old song." And I was like, "Oh wait, no, it's that song." Like, so it is a good song.
It's cool. I like to see that. Like, Alicia is just living a carefree life, just making the music that she wants. Mm-hmm. How Many by 808s and J Prince.
Good song.
Two other UK artists again. Chicken Noodle Soup by J-Hope from BTS featuring Becky G, an Argentinian. She's not Argentinian. Sorry, she is. I'm not quite sure what she is, but she's in the Latin field, and yeah, it's samples really old hip hop song called Chicken Noodle Soup. I don't know if anybody knows that. I remember that from back in the day. Chicken Noodle Soup was a real big kind of like dance song, like dance rap song. So in the era of Soulja Boy and them Franchise Boys and Laffy Taffy, and I know like people just doing dances in videos. Like, it was around that era. It samples that. So yeah, it's just a nostalgia song with BTS on it, so it's probably going to do really well. Thief by Javier Omar, formerly known as Spezzy Rocket, and Sango. I haven't heard it, but these two don't miss, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be very smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really cool song, and that's the end of like the new music we've got to go through. But I just want to say, coming off of that song there, if you haven't heard that before, go and check out Hours Spent Loving You by Sango and Javier Omar, formerly Spazzy Rocket. We have put some of the songs on the playlist before, which you can go check out on Spotify and Apple Music, but it's a really solid album that was on the Selection label. Some people we look up to very highly, so go check that out.
Yeah. And yeah, then that's it. Oh, Jesus is King is going to have a film, and it's going to be out on IMAX globally on October the 25th. So if you got an IMAX near you, go and find an IMAX and go cop a ticket, and you can see the Jesus is King film. Yeah, that's
and
what
you can wear your best clown costume for that, to dress up as your idol.
Just Tom,
Kanye West.
I feel like Kanye isn't one of your idols. Like, are you gonna be in the clown? Are you gonna be in the clown costume?
No, Kanye will be.
All right, we'll see. All right, cool. Anyway, I think this is it. This is wrap up. Another good show. Shouts out to all of the supporters that we've had over the past few weeks with the new the new episode layout and website, and yeah, it's just really, really great to, you know, just do the show and have a great time in the show. And hopefully everyone had a great time. And yeah, this is 808s and Joysticks. Thanks.
Eight 808s and Joysticks with Tom Stone and Tairell Hayward Brown.